Now look at the item on Elnino. County governments have set in motion strategies to prevent flooding during the much anticipated Elnino rains. In Nairobi County, Governor Johnson Sakaja announced the recruitment of 3,500 environmental officers who are mandated to clean and unclog the drainage system within the capital city and its environs.
Last week, the weatherman issued an El Nino alert. In anticipation of the phenomenon, county governments are working around the clock to ensure safety of residents. Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja says unclogging of drainage systems to prevent flooding will be prioritized.
The problem in Nairobi, those who used to do environmental work were last hired in the 80s. So they have, natural attrition. Some have passed on, some have retired. Many are above 55. They are old and they don't have the energy. And so we needed to employ environmental officers who can now come, who are younger, between 18 and 28, who can come in and do that work.
On possible landslides and floods, especially in informal settlements, Sakaja says unsafe areas and buildings are being mapped out to facilitate timely evacuation before calamity strikes.
As we monitor, when it gets close to that very heavy rainfall, we'll move them either to churches, we'll move them to our halls, our social halls, and we'll have to feed them when they're there. We have to provide for them food, mattresses, we have to provide blankets, but we hope it doesn't have to get to that.
Also in the works is an emergency toll-free number for Nairobi residents to call in case of an El Nino emergency. In Mombasa, the county government is also cleaning and unclogging all the drainage systems in areas which experience flooding during the normal rainy season.
We can confirm that as we're speaking right now, an area like Utange has been worked on. As we are speaking right now, there are going to be contracts, adverts that are going to be issued very soon for the areas of Bomu.
During the official launch of the Social Innovation Center, dubbed IOME 001, graced by the French ambassador to Kenya, Arnold Sukwet, the Kenya Red Cross Society Secretary General Dr. Idris Ahmed appealed to donors and well-wishers to avail resources early enough for timely interventions.
We'll be prepared as well in the event that we will need to be in a position to vacate people, those who are in the low-lying areas as well, and especially areas that have not been, that are not formal houses per se.
The Kenya Meteorological Department says above-average rain is expected in various parts of the country in the months of October, November and December. According to the forecast, floods, post-harvest losses and displacement of communities are expected. For Prime Edition, I'm Zainab Said.